That. The cold crack of a bush light. Oh, no bush lights down there in Mexico, it looks like.
I'm coming in remote. I can't. They don't have Bush Light here, and it's all I drink when it comes to beer. So I'm cheersing with some wine that I grabbed from the room today.
Val Kilmer died today.
I know, man. I saw that early this morning. Val Kilmer
That's
is an
like,
icon.
that's Iceman.
That's Iceman.
I mean, I couldn't believe
Absolute
it when I
icon.
saw it.
No.
Crazy little side story. I actually watched Top Gun Maverick with Ryder this past weekend.
Yeah.
And there's that scene where Mav and Ice are in the office and they're like, for the last time. And
Yeah.
they did the whole thing, and then they show the funeral, and he like, he hits the pin down into the casket, the whole 9 yards, and I was like tearing up in the movie.
Yeah.
And fast forward 3 days later, and Iceman actually in real life has passed away.
So Top Gun Maverick is a movie that if it is on, I'm going to watch it. Even though I've seen it literally so many different times, I'm watching it,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
And when they did that, it's one of the movies that did it right. They didn't
yep,
outplay Iceman, overplay that scenario. They did it. They kept him via text because obviously his illness. But then when they brought him in, I thought they nailed it. And as a nostalgic person that knows the original Top Gun when it came out, I thought they nailed it. Nailed it.
oh god,
That
and
movie's
just the
unbelievable.
movie, as a whole. I
Yeah.
mean, when you take on a original like Top Gun and you decide you're going to come out with a second one, it better be good. I mean,
Yeah.
very
Yeah.
rarely are sequels as good or in some cases better than the original. And I think, yeah, I don't think it's better than the original, but I think it did it
No.
justice for sure.
Well, that's just it. Like you never know what you're going to get with a sequel. I mean, they played up some of the things in there, like the volleyball scene and everything else, and you think, well, that might be
Hmm.
cheesy, but the way they did it, I felt like, I mean, even playing the piano and Great Balls of Fire with Goose's
Yeah.
kid, they still did it right. Like I don't know, it just
Yeah.
still came off not cheesy. So it's just one of those movies. And the Jets, to see the technology difference. They did a good job at that too, with the old Tomcat that was in
Yeah.
the hangar out there that he had to remember how to fly. So yeah, man, Val Kilmer, and that's just not the only Iceman. I mean, Tombstone.
Oh,
Um, come
yeah.
on,
Doc
right?
Holliday.
Doc
Yeah.
Holliday. I mean,
Yeah.
this guy was an icon. Crazy man.
Doc Holliday is one of the greatest characters, and I don't care what movie, what genre, what anything. His Doc Holliday is one of the greatest movie characters of all time. I
Yeah.
mean, just the way he played him and the way, like, just everything about it, he
Yep.
was unbelievable. So
I agree. I agree,
he's
man.
like that in a lot of movies.
Yeah, his character is like the dominant, like it's the one that's pivotal in most movies he plays in, but not the main character. But he plays
Yeah,
the character that really like has a role that changes or shifts things. It's pretty good, man.
yeah,
I loved him as an actor.
yep.
Loved him.
Well, it's a
Val
sad day.
Kilmer.
Iceman slash Val Kilmer slash Doc Holliday slash Jim Morrison in the Doors movie
Yes, that's
is
right.
no longer. It's a brutal one. It really is.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of real and fake things, let's talk about this new potential Wisconsin world record whitetail. Have you seen this thing?
I've seen this thing. Um, and my first reaction, and I want to see if yours is the same, because you and I have seen a lot of high fence deer. Now I'm not going to jump to the
Yeah.
high fence thing right away, but I have seen a lot of those. Right. My first initial reaction was either those antlers are a replica or the whiteness of those antlers from not rubbing on actual trees. And so I had to really, really do some research. So I did do a big deep dive on Facebook and some other things like reading the comments. But my first reaction was it doesn't look like a wild deer would look from an antler perspective. And I don't know
Yeah.
how to explain that, but I wanted to get, what do you think about that?
Oh, I think it's complete bullshit.
Yeah.
Personally, I think it's complete bullshit. I'll be honest. There is
And there you go.
no way. I mean, I don't think there's any. I look at the deer, I look at the antlers, I look at the coloration, I look at just the actual shape of the antlers,
Yeah.
knowing what they're doing genetically in some of these high fence operations and deer breeding world and how that goes down. You look at the pictures and like the position of the deer's ears. I mean, there's so many things in there that I'm like, there's no way this is real.
But to me, the story and the one thing that threw me off was one trail camera pic, and it is if you take that mount and put it over that trail camera pic, the hump in that deer's
Same.
back, everything is exactly the same. And I don't think they have a trail cam pic. I think with AI and all the shit that they do today, that's easy to put out there. But the fact that there's no more of that deer in any trail cameras, and you don't just get to that size from like 4 to 5. So the fact that there's one
Yeah.
to four with nothing, I don't know. I just don't believe it. I think it's bullshit. So that's what I'm saying, Case, is that the story to me is it doesn't add up. It just doesn't
Yeah.
add up.
Yeah, and I think if you look at the trail camera picture, the lighting on the mount is lighter than the body. It's like all of a sudden a burst of sun came through there when there was no sun. And the same thoughts too is like they're the actual ability to get that buck is very visual. You see that deer from the road, from everywhere. And this is Wisconsin. This isn't like it's in the middle of a place that doesn't get hunted much. Wisconsin has a million hunters, just like Michigan. So I think, the first thing that I thought of is obviously you go back to the round pola buck, and everyone, as soon as a giant deer shot, the first thing they do is they say, this is fake because of X, Y, and Z. But if you really go through a lot of what a lot of the hunters and the people in social are saying, it matches up. It doesn't seem to me like it's a real deer.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's fascinating to me. Listen, I hope it's real, because if it is, dude, this guy killed an absolute hammer. Like, I'm pulling for him. I really hope it's real, but I think it's bullshit. On that note, though, I get fascinated by what's the motivation. Like, what's the motivation?
Yeah.
And Jay, we've got a series coming out. Chris, we got a series coming out here later on this fall that's going to deal with a lot of this subject and a lot of these topics. But the motivation behind claiming you've killed a free range world record deer, I just don't understand it. Like, is that where we're at in the world, when the antler the size of antlers matters more than anything, and like you're chasing fame with it? Or what do you guys think? Like, what's the motivation there?
Yeah.
Jumping to the Masters, let's talk Masters real quick. Getting ready to fire that whole thing up. That's a good time of year, boys. It's a good time of year.
Great time of year, man. I have so I always have the favorites, and I enter this pool, and it's like you pick 6 players, and you pick different levels. Two of them can miss the cut. If more than 2 miss the cut, then you're out of the tournament. So the levels of players you pick, it's like the top, the second tier, third tier, fourth tier, all the way down. So I'm going to go through the favorites, and you guys, I want to hear who you think is going to be this year's champion, or somebody that's not on the list. And I have a couple to watch here. So Scotty is 4-1, Rory is 7-1, Rom is 17-1, Aberg 17-1, Bryson DeChambeau 19-1, JT is 22-1, and that's kind of where the top 6 or 7 sit. And I have my own thoughts there. Wondering what you guys think.
So I'll go first.
Go
I'm going to
ahead.
say it just because I am fucking pulling for him, Rory. I really, really, really want to see him win. So I'm just going to say Rory, based on nothing else aside from, come on, man, get it done.
Well, just to see him win not too long ago was amazing, right? Just to see
Yep.
Rory, because he just won and he's got a heater behind him. And those guys, when they get on a roll and they're playing good golf, you just never know
Yep.
what's going to happen. I think Morikawa is another one you got to watch out for. Colin Morikawa, I think he's gunning for that. That would be amazing if he could pull that off. Xander is another one. Like,
Yep.
those guys, I mean, they just come to compete every single week. But I don't know, man. Scotty Scheffler, at the end of the day, the guy is just amazing. So I don't know. We'll see. But I would say my underdog, he's not really an underdog, would be like a Morikawa guy, like someone that could pop in
Yeah.
there like him and do it. But everybody's saying that Aberg, look out for Ludwig.
Mm.
Yeah. So
Ludwig's he's a badass. I'll say I'm kind of on board with Casey. I'm not I'm a Rory guy, but I pull for other guys. But Rory, it's his time. He's been playing really well. He won the Players in sudden death the next day. So I kind of feel like this is Rory's year. I kind of think this is his year. But you can't go past Scotty. Scotty
No.
is he's the man. He's the man. And I'll throw a couple names to watch. Akjay Bhatia, he's one. He's a lefty. He's real thin. But he's a hell of a player. He's an up and comer. And Victor Hovland, he's a 35-1 guy that if he gets it rolling, he's tough to beat.
I do. Yep.
Yeah, so the snorkel joint, and they got this river, right? So we dump in this river, and you get in a lazy river, and you go down the river, and you're supposed to come out, and you got your snorkel gear, and it's a chaotic scene up top. When you rent your snorkel gear, they said, hey, if you lose this, it's like $400 or something. Just turn it in. I'm like, oh my god. So I tell the girls, I'm like, hey, don't lose your mask. I am no less than 50 yards from entrance. I lose my mask. Okay, I have no idea where my mask was. It fell off my raft. So when I got in, it was so chaotic. You take your phones and you got to put them in those deals that protect the water, like the waterproof guys, you know, so you can film it, right? So I have that, and it's chaos. The girls are trying to get in. Everything's happening. I take it and I tie it to the raft instead of just putting it around my neck. So I'm floating down. We're in. Everybody's good. We get about 50 yards away. I realize I don't have my mask. So I said, I'm not paying $400 for a mask. I'm going back. I know it's right here in this tunnel. So I go back up there and I tell the guy, I see my mask down here. Can you grab it? And he doesn't have a life vest on. He's like, no. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, I'm taking my vest off. And he's like, you can't take your vest off. I'm like, watch me. I'm taking my vest off. And I'm going down there with my damn flippers and I'm getting this thing, right? So I dive down and I get my mask. And when I'm down there, I see a phone. And I'm like, somebody lost their phone. So I'm down at
Your phone.
It's about 10 feet. I grab the phone and I push up. And as I push up, I hit the screen and Kylie was on the screen. It was my phone. I lost my phone and I lost my mask. And I was telling everybody, don't lose your mask. I'm telling them all. And I lost all of it. Yep. So I had no idea I lost my phone. I have no life jacket on now. I'm stuck in this river. I'm like, it was a scene. It was a scene. And then I ended up making it out. Then I joined them and jumped off a cliff. And right when I jumped off this cliff, contacts blew out of my eyes. I couldn't see. So that was the beginning of my day. The contacts blew out. I have no sight for the rest of the day. I have no extra contacts. So I might as well just been blind as a bat. I found my phone and I found it. So yeah, it was a shitty start to a crazy long day. So Shell Hall was a little different this time going back than when we were kids and we could just snorkel and didn't care. Yeah, it was a disaster.
You're hard on shit, man.
Hard on shit. I'm just hard on shit.
Terrible.
It's exactly what my wife said. She said, you're hard on shit. So